After you guys killed Genbu, you made your way back to the Oasis. You did take the train tank back because since Arch, you can't actually teleport that. You can only teleport a few people at a time. So all of you guys wind up coming back. Raka goes off to pray. Velnos goes off to kind of practice his weaponry skills with his armor. And you guys are just at the camp. Now, Lorna and Gregor are both there. You could go and ask them for something to do, or you can go and find fuckery.
I believe we shall do some fuckery.
I don't know if the frog's particular want of money has been satiated yet.
Also, by the way, Timmy is at the camp with you as well. He drove back basically the equivalency of like being messed up on crack, where he's just trying to like stay awake so that you don't kill him.
This is Timothy here. Oh my goodness.
I'm locked to the wheel.
Good, because that's where you live now. Unless...
Okay.
Does anybody need Timothy for something? Should we take him? I think we should take him.
His hands are white-knuckling that wheel. I don't know if he even has the cognitive ability to let go.
Well, Timothy, let me explain something to you. I can cut your hands off and turn them into spiders.
I can't move my hands.
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna just hands in my pocket, just casually walk up to Saira. Like, I'm leaning, like, I think he kind of needs a break. He's been up for how long? Awesome. I agree. All right, Timmy.
It's just Saira just slowly turning to look at him.
Timmy, how long have you been up? When was the last time you actually had sleep?
Back before I met you.
And how many days has passed?
I lost count after 6.
I think once a week you can take a day off.
Thank you.
I'm gonna like slowly pry his fingers off the wheels.
Roll dexterity to do that. Okay, you managed to get his fingers off the steering wheel. However, his hands are still in that form. So, like, you get it off, but his hands still look like they are holding a wheel.
Holding onto the wheel. I'm gonna slowly, like, shift his body towards the exit.
Okay, he gets up and he walks towards the exit. His arms are still outstretched, but his legs are moving in the appropriate direction.
Give this man some food and a drink. He deserves it.
All right, so as you push him down off the ship, Lorna and Gregor are just kind of curiously looking at him, and Gregor sort of walks up and just shoves a loaf of bread in his face and then has him go off towards the Oasis to get something to drink. He just sort of goes over there and he sits down by the water and chews the bread without moving his arms. I think all he's thinking about now is that he's receiving sustenance. However, in his mind, it basically has the consistency and taste of cardboard. Kane, what are you doing while this is going on, by the way? You're just watching them fuck around with this guy.
I'm gonna just grab, like, a handful of dirt and just throw it at all of them.
Yeah, you can do that. Roll dexterity. Are you aiming any place specific, or are you just getting them dirty?
I just want to get them dirty.
I mean, since you're just aiming generally, you do get sand all over both of them. Curtis, because he's a frog, the sand kind of sticks to him a little bit more because his skin's kind of, froggy and gooey.
I proceed to flip Curtis off.
Saira has stuff stuck to her because her clothes and armor and most of her form now are basically made up of undead gooey things.
I'm gonna spit on Saira.
You do both of those things.
Kermit, do you feel like getting your dick wet again?
A little bit.
Alright, so I point at him, command greater person.
Then you're under his control, Arch. Decide what the fuck you want him to do.
This is
turn to Curtis. Any ideas?
I'm gonna lean in. Rape world.
We could send Timothy there too.
At the mention of his name, Timothy just turns his head to the side with the loaf of bread still thoroughly jammed into his mouth and tries to scream through it, a muffled, bread-soaked scream.
I'm gonna look at him like, no, don't worry, Timmy, you're off today. Go get some sleep.
She grabs him by the face and casts planar shift to the same place she sent Velnos, and her command is have fun.
All right, Kane, we're going to have a little bit of a you-centric moment here, because that's the amazing thing about where he sent you. So, Kane, do you remember the rotating dungeon?
I think so, yeah.
So that is what I referred to as the rape dimension, because they sent Velnos into that room once, and he didn't know anything about it. So what he did was he plane shifted you into that dimension, and more specifically into that series of rooms. But the thing is that it's the rotating dungeon, so it's never the same twice. So what happened is you went into a room that is similar but is not the same. So you appear in a room that looks entirely white, and you notice that on the walls, there are tons of small glowing portals. Instead of just having 3 up in front of you that are about the size of portholes, you have dozens and dozens and dozens on the 2 walls to your sides and in the ceiling, but they're all much smaller. They're also emanating beams of light, which you are not touching at the moment.
Is there like a stick or something?
I mean, you have your rifle. I'm pretty sure you have some stuff maybe in your inventory you can throw.
I'll just throw like a gold piece.
Okay, you're going to throw a gold piece into that. So roll dexterity to flip the gold piece into the beam of light.
This is going to go horribly.
Okay, that's enough dexterity to do it correctly. So you flip the coin into the beam of light, and as soon as the beam of light is hit and broken, you see what appears to be a penis fly out of one of the holes in the ceiling and hit the gold piece. It then settles on the ground. Keep in mind, this does not appear to be a fake penis. This appears to be an actual penis that has been severed.
No, not the severed penis room.
By the way, it is also very pale in color. You also don't know what creature it came from either. Those holes are a bunch of different sizes.
Is it just all these little holes? There's no door or nothing?
There is a door on the far side of the room, but it is through the wall of peni.
Oh, God.
Keep in mind, there are animals that do have knife-like penises.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about that. I don't know. Would there be a way to get to the door without triggering? Probably not.
You could try and roll a jump check to see if you can get through the beams of light without triggering them, but you're going to have to also roll very high.
Okay. I can do that.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh,
Okay.
you fucking whore.
So you do the Mission Impossible thing where you're going in between like the laser lights and everything like that. You're kind of gliding through the air and you land on the other side of the room. Now I'm going to have you roll a reflex save.
23.
All right, 23. Okay, I'm going to say that's enough. So you leap out of the way just in time. Your foot landed on a pressure plate. So as soon as you moved out of the way of that, a quad dick shot out of the wall and splattered itself all over the area where you were standing. A quad dick. 4 dicks in one quasi projectile.
Was it shaped like a swastika?
Normally it looks like an X, but because it was spinning, I guess you could say it looked a little bit like that. So there is a door there.
I'm gonna open the door.
All right, you open the door. On the inside, you see another room. It doesn't have a lot of little portals in it. It just has one big one in the center of the room.
All right, I'm gonna go over to the portal and I'm gonna put my hand in it.
You can't see what's through the portal. Keep this in mind. So you reach your hand down through the portal. You feel something very moist.
I'm gonna pull my hand out.
You pull your hand out. Your hand is covered in something moist.
I want to put my hand in my mouth to taste it.
Okay, roll intelligence to see what you taste. And all you needed was raw intelligence. That tastes like pussy.
Ooh,
okay.
It's juices. I'm just gonna stretch my tongue back in there.
Roll dexterity for your tongue. So you plunge your tongue into the portal, and you are doing exactly what you think you're doing. After a second, though, the portal starts to shake. And then basically a geyser of water shoots from the hole and begins filling up the room. There is also a latch on the ceiling that you notice as you look up at the water spewing everywhere.
This is some good water.
Keep in mind, Arch, I believe you can see this entire thing happening, if I remember correctly.
I guarantee you at some point she has got a scry spell going on. She's just sitting there with Curtis eating popcorn.
See, the other thing is, it's not just you and him. Everybody at the camp has come around to watch this for sure.
Oh yeah, just widescreen it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, every single person. Uhtred and Draylar came over to sit down, your Lich teacher, the princess, the stone golem, all the pets. They're all just sitting there watching all this happen, and Lorna and Gregor.
Not the princess.
She's more just curious. She doesn't understand what's going on.
Close your eyes,
what's
princess.
everybody
Close
doing?
your eyes.
Curtis, I don't think you could talk. You had her smoking weed last time.
Speaking of which, do you have any more?
I'm gonna start lathering the water on my body.
Well, you're swimming in it, so it's really not that difficult to do so. There is a hatch on what looks like a hatch on the ceiling of the room that you might be able to pass through.
I'm gonna try and do that then.
Roll dexterity to get through it, to grab it and get through it before the water floods the room. So you grab onto it, you're able to get through the top. Some of it comes through after you and gets the room above kind of
Overfilling much, right?
Yeah, just a little bit. But as soon as you close it, it appears to stop. So you're in a new room now. This room is kind of similar to the first room in the sense that it's a white ceiling, white floor, white walls. You don't see any portals in this one, however. There's just a pedestal at the other end of the room with a box on it.
I'm gonna go over to the pedestal and I'm gonna examine it and see if it's booby trapped at all.
All right, so you're a ranger. Do you have Trap Finder? Like
Oh
second
yeah,
page?
yeah, I do. What does that do?
Trap
Trap
Finder
sense-
means you can use your survival skill, which as a ranger you should have a very good amount of. You can use your survival skill specifically to detect traps.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, you almost got a nat 20. 19's still pretty
Almost.
good, though. It doesn't appear that there are any traps. There's just a box there.
All right, I'm gonna take the box and open it and look inside.
You take the box, but you notice that there's no actual way to open said box. It feels like it's made out of some kind of lightweight, either cardboard or something like that. And you notice that it appears looks like there's a bullseye in the side of it. You're not really sure what that means, though.
I'm gonna set the box back up on the pedestal and then I'm gonna shoot the bullseye with my rifle.
So you're going to back up a little bit and shoot that. It's a stationary target, and you're firing from what I assume would be relatively close range. So I'm not going to make you roll for attack, just roll for damage. What type of bullet are you using?
I'm just gonna use a magnum round.
That's a 24, and that's multiplied by 2, which means you did 48 damage to the box. So you fire your magnum round into the box, and it hits directly in the center of the bullseye. The round goes inside the box. However, the box it doesn't look like it goes out the other side of the box. You also hear the box appear to moan.
I'm gonna go back over to the box and investigate it again.
You're gonna
Specifically
look
where the
through
bullet hit.
Roll a spot check because you're going to be kind of looking inside of a hole. Oh, okay.
God damn it!
Good roll. Okay. So you look inside of this box. So as you're looking inside of the box, you heard before what sounds like a moan. Now you start hearing screaming. And as you look through the hole, you see what appears to be an image being jerked around violently in different directions. You're pretty much like on eye level with what looks like a bed or a cot. And it appears that there's somebody naked who's bleeding profusely onto the bed. It also appears that you're moving very violently back and forth as if you were on a swivel. However, you yourself are not moving, just the image you're watching is.
I might have just killed somebody.
It's very possible you could have.
I'm gonna just start yelling into the hole. I'm still alive!
I'm gonna roll a d20 to see how that gets taken. So you yell that into the hole, and you immediately hear back, "Oh my god! Why am I hearing this? Am I going crazy? A bullet just fired out of my dick!
Why was there a bullet in your dick?
I don't know, I just put it in this box, and then if I put it in the box, and the bullet came out. Why are you talking to me?
Why did you put your penis in a box? Why are you here?
It's a joke! It was just a joke!
Well, now
And then
somebody's
her head
dead.
exploded.
Well, this is what you get for practicing unprotected sex.
Are you God?
A little bit.
What should I do now, my lord? I have
Uh,
committed murder.
Well, technically, it wasn't your fault, but yeah, I would clean it up.
You want me to dispose of the body, God?
Bury the body.
I'm gonna roll a d20 to see how he reacts to this. He rolled very low. He reacts to this by just agreeing with you. So he keeps the box on his penis because he assumes that this is somehow how you are communicating, since your voice is coming from the box. So he then proceeds to wrap up all the bed sheets and drag the corpse outside, where he begins digging a hole in the nude.
Dig faster! God
I got it.
demands it.
So he eventually digs a hole down deep enough and he buries the body there. He then looks down to his dick again and says, "My lord, what shall I do now? I
Take
have
off the
disposed of the
box.
body."
Take the box off your penis.
Okay. He takes the box off the penis. As soon as his dick is removed from the box that you have disappears in a poof. On the other end of that line, even though your character technically doesn't know what happens after this point, the man begins speaking to the box like a lunatic right as the guards show up and find him. Again, he is covered in blood, despite
And
the fact that there is no body. And naked, yes, and buck-ass naked, and talking to a box with a double hole in it. Yeah, he's probably going to get arrested and thrown in jail for something, and they'll probably find the body pretty easily. Saira, have you had enough of torturing him, or are you going to let this keep going?
Saira's taking bets on the side. Like, is anybody else done with this? Yes? No? Anybody want to see it keep going? Curtis, how do you feel?
All right, Curtis, got it. Returning the silent treatment, I see. So she just like finger guns and opens the portal back,
Okay.
just to open up on the scene with him.
Kane, after the box disappears, you notice behind the pedestal a portal opens up. You can see through the portal, and it looks like it's Arch on the other side, along with all of your friends.
I'm gonna walk through that portal.
You walk through the portal. You are now back in the Oasis.
You would not believe the day I've had.
Well, we were watching it, so yes, we would.
What do you think? 10 out of 10?
I will say you are by far the most entertaining person I've ever sent there.
I gotta tell you, I was not prepared for the room of penises. I don't really know what to say about that one, to be honest.
All I'm saying is you'll become very acquainted the next time you throw sand at me.
Everybody else agrees that it was an amusing show. However, Lorna gives it a thumbs down because she wanted to see you get pelted with dicks.
Fuck you, Lorna!
Saira's gonna high five Lorna.
You high five.